first things first, let's just go through the steps and then we'll start to do it with the algebra. So first you need to understand that a percentage is part of a whole. If you get a 15% on a test, did you get the whole test right? No, you did really actually terrible, right? But if you got like a 95, you got 95% of the material. You're doing pretty well. So the first thing you need to understand is that a percentage is part of a whole. Everybody with me there? So we know that percentage times however much I got right in the whole is going to make the part. This you really need to understand. This is super important. Percentage times the whole number will give you the part that you got right. That's super important to know. That's super important to know. So first you have to identify what you know. That's your first step. You first have to identify, do you know the part? Do you know the whole? You knew back there, I won't be strenuous on your neck. Do you know the part? Do you know the whole? Do you know the percentage? And you have to understand that of in math means to multiply. The word of in math means to multiply. And you're going to assign a variable to what you don't know. So you're going to assign a variable to the unknown. I always assign X. You can do whatever letter you want. You want to change the percentage to a decimal, which is easy. Just move it 2 to the left. And then you're going to solve for the unknown variable. Pretty simple stuff. Once you get it, it's super simple. All right. So let's start with the part that we know. You all already know how to find 15% of 40. So what's 10% of 40? 4. What's 5%? 2. So 15% is 6. You all already know how to do that. But you can do it algebraically if you would like. So you always do percentage times the whole number, or the whole part, equals the part you got right. So if we were talking about the test, you would take the percentage you got times the number of questions to figure out how many questions you got right. So let's try that with one we already know. So in this situation, it says what number is 15% of 40? So we know the percentage. So you always want to make the percentage decimal. So I'm going to write decimal 1.5 times. This is where it gets tricky. You have to figure out, do you know the whole or do you know the part? Typically, whatever comes after the word of is the whole. Typically. So 15% of 40. So there was 40 questions. Of the 40 questions. So you're going to write of 40 equals our unknown, which is the part that we got right, which is x. We're solving for x because x is our variable. Everybody with me so far? So now, if we multiply this out, 0.15 times 40 is going to give us 6 equals x. You can solve it that way too. If you like to take the percentage, multiply by the whole, it will give you the part. You can do it this way too. Both ways are great. Everybody with me so far? Okay, this is where it gets tricky and you're not going to be able to use your like 10% rule or your 5% rule. So let's get to those. All right, so it says what percent of 40 is 6? What percent of 40 is 6? So automatically, what is the unknown here, Holden? What do we not know? The percentage. So it's always percentage times the whole equals the part. But we don't know the percentage. So I already know my variable is going to be the percentage. So x. I already know that. Times the whole. So of 40 is 6. So basically, I got a 6 out of 40 on the test. So of 40 is equal to 6. Everybody with me so far? Anyone confused up to this point? So now this is where you're going to draw your balance bar to solve. I want to get x alone. So Kaylin, what am I going to do to both sides? Yep. I'm going to divide by 40. Divide by 40. Everybody with me so far? So 60 divided by 40. Okay, can 40 go into 6? No. Decimal 0. Can 40 go into 60?
Yeah.
How many times? Perfect. 4 times 1 is 40. So 20. Bring down the 0. Can 40 go into 200? How many times? 5. 5. Careful. So that's 200. Bring the decimal straight up. So what does x equal?
15.
X equals 0.15. But we're trying to figure out that as a percentage. So what percent is that? 15%. So do you now know 6 is 15% of 40? Everybody understand that? All right, you guys try to set this one up. You guys try to set 6 is 15% of what number? So you know it's percentage times whole equals part. You all try to set this up real fast with your table partner. You guys try to figure out what it would look like. You should have said, you know the percentage, and you always write percentage as a decimal. You don't know the whole, because, and then you know the part is 6. You should have gotten that far. Most of you did. So now you draw your balance bar. If you want to get x alone, you're going to divide by 0.15. So 6 divided by 0.15. How many times do I need to move my decimal? How many times? Twice. 1, 2. 1, 2. Everybody with me? Can 15 go into 6?
No.
Can 15 go into 6?
No.
Can 15 go into 60?
Yeah.
4 times. 60 minus 60 is 0. Bring down the 0. Can 15 go into 0?
No.
0. 15 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So the whole is
40.
40. These were all the same. All right. So this is what you are going to do in order to be done for the day. You have to have This one done. 5, 2, 9. Sorry, 5, 2, 4, and 6. You gotta have all 4 of those done and correct. You have table partners, you have me. Don't just sit there. You have to get those done.